What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now this is going to be part 2 of the DIY how to install a brand new Caravan access door or Caravan access hatch. Now part 2 involves installing power to that rear boot, which will include an Enerdrive 6-way fuse block, an Enerdrive Anderson Plug, an Enerdrive DC Power Socket, and also Enerdrive USB connections. Now if you say Enerdrive 10 times really fast, Enerdrive, 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 you're probably doing better than me. Plus, you never know, you might be visited by the Enerdrive fairy if you say it really quick, just like Beetlejuice. But there's no guarantee on that. And if the Enerdrive fairy does visit you, you may win a $1,000 Enerdrive gift voucher. But one can hope, we'll never know. Anyway, I'll let you know in the future. All right, let's crack on with it. Now, I like to have things symmetrical, just me. Some people might like things moved over to the side, have it like that, or like that, which I could do. Not too sure. I mean, it is a work in progress, but once the holes are cut, it's a permanent process. Okay, now let's pop it back how we had it, I think that would be the best way. Well, if I put over to the side, put that there, and then if I decide to put any other accessories there, I could. That might do. Decisions. Now with the spare timber, I've done a practice cutout for the Anderson plate with 2 accessory holders, just so I can get it right. All right, let's get to the real thing. Righto, time to tape it up and mark it out. Now, if you guys have a better way of doing this, please let me know down in the comments, as I'm always learning. And this is not, the best way to do it. Well, who knows? If you guys got some tips and tricks, that'd be much appreciated. So I'm always wanting to do mods. Now I'm putting the tape on there, so hopefully the wood or the melamine doesn't chip so much. Now it is time to mark out everything. Square it all up. Pretty all right. So I'm going to have USB-C ports here. I'm going to have a light switch there for the boot, and I'm going to have the Anderson there, the 12-volt DC socket, and some USBs or vice versa. And then I've got the 6-way fuse block. It's going to be here. All right, let's start marking. Fingers crossed it comes up a treat. Now if you guys have any other suggestions of doing it better, please pop them down in the comments below. Always happy to learn new skills. Now let's measure out the center of the accessory sockets. Time to do a pilot hole for the jigsaw. Goggles and earmuffs for safety. Now, like I tell my wife, nice fit. Now, all I need to do is the Anderson plate and 2 accessory holder, plus I'll put the light switch there for the boot, and I will put another USB and USB-C port right here for further charging. Okay, let's get to it. Now time to do a pilot hole for the jigsaw for the Anderson cutout. Now, time for the light hole. I don't have the exact drill bit size, so I'm just going to have to drill it out and then bore it out a bit more. There we go. Now time for the other accessory. Now, always do a pilot hole for the bigger drill bits. Now the accessory plate's going to cover all that, so it's still going to look schmicko and rigid edge. Now let's check it out. Something worked out. Doesn't look too bad at all. Now with the thickness of this melamine board, I'm going to have to bolt the Anderson plug on first, which in turn leaves these bolts sticking up. So I'm going to have to cut a provision here to fit that bolt through. And there you have it, guys. Provision cut. Perfect. Okay, time for the 6-way fuse block. Now, another issue I have with having the board too thick is that when I go to put this light switch in, I can't screw it on. So I'll put a bit of tape around it to make it a bit more snug, and I might silicone in a little bit. Oh, that's nice and tight.
Tight like a tiger.
There we go. Look at that. Quite nice. Now, I think I'm going to put the bus bar right about here. So it's away from the fuse block. Anything falls, it's not going to fall onto the bus bar, because I heard positive and negative don't go well together in electricity wise. Ah! Now, let's find a screw that fits. Well, the old Jeremy used to say that. Now I'm a married man. Now, with everything, I like things to last, so I'm going to stainless steel screws and washers, which was an eBay jobby. Okay, let's try and fit this in. See how it goes. That is nice. It's a pretty good fit, looks quite neat. Let's take a closer look. Now, let's cut some coping for the bottom to make it look rigid-edge and look like the other boots. Now, as you can see, we've got that coping there. So, we also got it here as well. So now, the other boot will look rigid-edge. Very specky. Now, this is the other boot that I extended so that I can get extra space. Now it's double the size. Righto guys, now let's fast forward to receiving the eBay package that I ordered, which was a GPO water resistant industrial generator Caravan power socket outlet, which is AC 240 volts and is rated to 15 amp. Also comes with this great cover, which is spring loaded, and we can pop it here. And as you can see, it doesn't take up too much real estate. I'll get a qualified electrician to install the socket. Well, I'll install the socket, but I'll get a qualified electrician to do all the wiring for the AC so that it was all riggy-dig. Okay, let's get cracking. So you guys are probably checking out my sweet kicks here. Well, you guys voted on the YouTube community tab and, well, Barramundi came up trumps. So they're super comfy, super stylish, and super cheap. Triple threat. So get yourself a pair if your wife doesn't like them. Okie dokie, now let's measure the center. Check out where we want this in the center. It's pretty good. Righto, let's get drilling. That's what she said. Now, I'm just gonna put some tape on there so to hopefully prevent it from chipping. I'll put some on the other side as well. And I've also checked that I'm not going to be drilling into anything I shouldn't be. All right, let's get drilling. Now I've already done a test hole to make sure it fits so that I don't have to swear under my breath while on camera. All right, let's take the tape off and see if it fits, which I know it does. That's a nice fit right there. Drop a couple holes in there and, well, 4 to be exact. Put some screws and then all ready to put in. Righto, now once the plug is square on, it's like what I don't tell my wife. It's time to drill those holes. Okay. And now, what I also don't tell my wife, it's time to screw. There you go, look at that, solid. And now we just need to put the cover on, which should just snap on. That. Now, all ready to put in and hook up to 12 volt. And once I get an electrician in, I will hook the 240 volt up to the inverter. Now, to get power to the fuse block, I'm going to go straight to the power source, which is the batteries. I'm going to run it through underneath, run it through in there, there's a gap in there, run it under the fridge. Then I'm going to drill a hole in there, and that's going to feed the cable straight through under the bunk to the fuse block at the end there. I think I might have to drill a bigger hole. Now here, I'm doing up the wiring for the board so that it's not just for display purposes only. It actually has a functioning USB, USB-C, accessory sockets, and an Anderson plug, which I've only fused it to 20 amps. I shouldn't be running anything more than 20 amps in here anyway, so, and it's a resettable fuse. So if it blows, I can reset it and find out what the issue is. Now, let's get crimp. Anderson done. Now I just need to do the USBs, accessory socket, and other USB and USB-Cs. Alrighty, now we don't need to watch this because it'll be hella boring, so cut it here and show you the finished product later. Well, here you have it guys. The wiring is all done, protected with some split tubing as well, just in case for whatever reason it comes loose, which it shouldn't. I crimped it really, really well, but you know corrugations, they can rattle the shit out of anything. All right, let's pop it in and hook it up to some power. Alright guys, now we've got the top 10 amp one here for the 12 volt accessory socket. We've got the 20 amp for the Anderson plug. We've got a 5 amp here for the twin 2.4 amp USB sockets there. We've got a 10 amp here for the twin USB-C and quick charge socket there. And we've got a 5 amp for the light switch, which is a bit overkill, but these are the only fuses I have at the moment, but I'll probably change it out for a smaller one, because the light definitely does not use that much or will never peak that much. Alright then, let's get it in. That's what she said. Now I will zip tie that up there so it's out of the way. Let's get this in. Oh, it's tight like a tiger.
Tight like a tiger.
Alright, let's check to see if it's square. Oh, look at that. Square as a bear. It's a square bear. Alright, now I've taken the fuses out so that I can test it when I hook it up to power and see how everything goes. I don't want to be live when I hook it up and not know that something's going wrong. Okay, let's go and hook it up to some 12 volt. Oh, it's a bit of a warm day today. Okay. Now you're probably wondering why I've got the light on for the stairs. Well, just so that we know that we've got the load on, I guess. Because we're in and out, the kids like to play in here, and if we've left the load on, well, then obviously the battery's going to go flat. It's not really going to go flat because we've got enough solar, got enough lithium in there to last us, and the light's not going to make much of a difference whatsoever. But it's good to know that if we've left the load on or not. Okay, now let's hook this sucker up. Now I've linked it all up with a 20 amp resettable fuse there. I shouldn't be using any more than 20 amps at any one time. If not, I can always swap it out for a bigger one if I do. Just a bit of an extra safety switch there. Okay, let's hook it up. Righto, now it's all hooked up. Now I'll flick the switch. I just flicked the switch. Okay, now let's go check it out. Whew. Let's get some thongs on. The old Fisher-Rooney shoes. Okay, let's go. Now, should be all good. I haven't hooked any fuses up yet, so let's check it out. Okay, now as you can see, if there's no fuses in, obviously it lights up, showing that it's a blown fuse. There's no light up on this one, which is the Anderson plug, because there's no load on it. Let's check it out, if there's something in it. But there's no fuse, all it's blown, light comes on. Same with the accessory socket. Have a look. There you go. Now, let's put a fuse in, put a 10 amp in there, light goes off, starts charging. Okay, let's pop this in there, the Anderson, let's pop in the 20 amp, light goes off. Now, USBs, nothing in there, pop it on, light goes out, and lights up. Now, let's check if it works. Charging. There you go. So there's that one. Now, let's check it with the USB-C, which is, I'm pretty sure I said it was this one. Whoop. Oh, no, that's the light. We will pop a to get a smaller fuse, 10 amp for that one. Light goes out. Charging. Now it seems to be all working ridgy-dig. Light seems to be working. And this is removable. I will zip tie that up there like that, out of the way, so it looks all nice and neat. Okay, let's clear it up. Now the good thing about this fuse block is that if, say, one of the fuses blow, there's a quick, easy guide to see, well, lights on, fuse must be blown. Oh. And there's power. Blown. Pop it back in. Well, there's no load on there, so it's not going to show. And the same goes with the Anderson plug. Now, good thing about this fuse block is there's provisions for spare fuses. Good thing about resettable fuses is obviously you can reset them, but I'll need to get some smaller amperage fuses for the sockets. This one might be okay, being 2.4 amp each, so that will be 5 amp there. That's not too bad. Go to 10 amp for the accessory socket, 20 amp for the Anderson. I'll probably get a smaller one for the light. Don't need 5 amps there, and 10 amps for this one, which is a double USB-C right there, and quick charge. All right, and then down below, when we get the auto electrician, we'll put in the GPO, hook it up. Now, as you can see here, the fuse has tripped. You can, if you have a look there, you can probably see how it's poked out. There you go. And then obviously the light comes on saying that's where the issue is. Now, why did that happen? Well, I plugged in the Ryobi charger. As you can see here, input is 6 amp. So it worked for a little bit and then eventually it popped or blew. So there you go. And now you want to restart it. There you go. So that will work for a little bit. As you can see, it's charging, but eventually it'll pop because that's the wrong size fuse. Okay, let's put it all together. Now I have put an watt meter on there. I don't know if we can see that there. That's currently what it's drawing. Now, to secure this board, once you've got it square, I'm going to use these corner brackets right here. They're going to go on the inside to secure the bottom, and then I'm going to drill up here and secure it to the draw brace. So let's get started. Let's double check if it's square. Yep, square bear. There you go. All right, now I've pre-measured these holes. Now let's pre-drill them. Now I'm just gonna use the end of the drill bit just to make an indent for the screw. There we go. Now time for the screw. That's what she said. Okay. 1, 2, and now going to use these. I don't know if you can see them. These are covers, so pop those over there. Look at that, like I bought one. Okay, let's check it out. Now, that light's on because that light is on, which has enough light to light up the whole boot. There you go, look at that. Don't even know there's a screw there. Well, you do, but it just looks neater. All right, time to screw on the inside. That's what she said. Righto, let's give it a go. Let's check. It's pretty square. Yep. Okay, time to screw the bottom. Leave it alone, Jez. Leave it alone. That's what she said. One, two. Okay. Let's do the other one. Last one. So hot. So hot right now, Hansel.
So hot right now, Hansel.
There we go. Well, there you have it, guys. The rear boot installation fully complete with 12 volt. Let's check it out. The only thing that's not hooked up is the 240 volt GPO. There you go. Everything looks nice and rigid-dig. Now, if you like this video and you want to see more sweet-ass mods, please like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see the full install of the boot that I just put the 12 volt in, you can just click up here and you'll be able to get a step-by-step instruction on how to do it. It's fairly nerve-wracking, but it is also fairly easy. Okay, until next time, see you on the flip side.